Running a live server is a responsibility. Because of that, I'm not going to cover all the steps and assume that you know how to configure a general purpose web server. What I've done is configured a new server with DigitalOcean. I've installed Apache, uWhiskey, and Django. Note that I do use a virtual env even on the server, even if it's the only app. I feel it keeps things a little simpler. Once my server is set up, the first thing I do is make sure that the web server can serve static files, that the database server can accept database connections, and that things are working okay. Then I set up uWhiskey. In order to get it working, I create an app ini file for my app. This is convenient because I can specify multiple apps to run on the same server if I like. In this case, my file is blather.ini. There's nothing too exciting here, but I'll point out that chdir is set to the root directory of my project. Notice I've also specified the virtual env location. In my Apache config, I just have to do a little bit of configuration. I add a set handler line and tell it to use uWhiskey. Then I point it to the socket specified from the ini file. This is technically all I need, but I do have some static files. So for that, I need to disable uWhiskey using set handler none and then set up an alias. Now I start Apache and start uWhiskey and I should be set. If I visit the website, I'll see that my homepage works, even my styles. If I visit the admin area, it works too. My most common problem is that I don't get the static file path set correctly, and when I visit the admin area, everything looks broken. The second most common problem is that I have not set up my virtual env properly, and then try to run the development server momentarily to see if you get errors. Deployment can vary slightly or drastically depending on your configuration. In my opinion, the configuration I've shown here is the simplest and offers a lot of power and flexibility. So I'd start with this and then look for a better system if you ever do run into a problem. So far, I haven't. We're about done, so in the next video, we'll recap what we've learned.